Girl, did I tell you about what Chula did? No, girl, what she do? She just snatched me up out of my soil without even asking me and put me in pond. Girl, stop, you lying. No, she didn't. Girl, yes, she did. She just ain't got no couth. Girl, what's that? That means she ain't got no respect. Didn't even ask nobody. Girl, that ain't even cool. I don't know what y'all complaining about. Girl, ain't nobody talking to you. No, but for real, Chula put me in pond too, and look how good I look. Well, that's you, Aglaonema. Ain't nobody even talking to you anyway. Lambona. Anyway, this a A and B conversation, so see your way out. I hear y'all over there talking about me. Girl, shh, be quiet. She can hear us. Hey y'all, they call me Chula. Welcome to my channel, Hooked on Houseplants, where I invite you to get hooked on houseplants too. All right now. Y'all, how is the weather here in Georgia? Like 2 weeks ago, it was literally snowing. I actually inserted some footage in the video before last, I believe, and it was snowing, y'all, okay? Now today it's like 75 degrees. I think it got up to 80 degrees yesterday. That's why so many people in Georgia, we get allergies, we get sick because the weather is just kind of all over the place. But anyway, I'm in a new place today. This is another room in my home that is currently being remodeled and it's almost finished. But I'm here today because I think one of my neighbors must have gotten a new dog, and the dog just barks, 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 barks. And in the last video, I felt so bad because you could just hear the dog barking and barking and barking. So I started to film over in the patio where I usually am, and the dog got started again. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna move over here where we can have peace and quiet. I do apologize if you hear an echo, but I believe that that's better than hearing the dog barking, okay? All right, so we're gonna get into it. You already know that this is about plants that I just disrespectfully snatched up out of their substrate and put them into pond. Yeah, I didn't even ask them. In case you're a new planty person, pond is just a mineral substrate. It kind of looks like gravel or small stones. And it's just another substrate that people use to grow their plants in a semi hydroponic or hydroponic way. Usually it is made up of, I think, zeolite, pumice, and I think lava rock, if I'm not mistaken. But there are some variations to that because I know that a lot of people have DIY pond where they've made it themselves. I have used primarily Lechusa pond, which is a very popular brand of pond. I don't know if there's still a shortage because I haven't had to buy pond in a while, but I know the last time I tried to buy it off Amazon, it was just out of stock. So pond is becoming increasingly popular. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna show you plants that I just put into pond without any transition period. Okay, now disclaimer, and just so you know, I do not endorse this, okay? This is just something that I decided to do with my plants, and that if you choose to do it without a transitioning period, do your research, Okay, do your research. Maybe just experiment on one plant that you really don't care about that much in case there's any casualties. But yeah, this is something that, like I said, I'm not endorsing it. Okay, this is just something that I decided to do. All right, so with that being said, we are going to start off with, I tried to make my background look a little planty. We are going to start off strong with this Alocasia Ivory Coast. And the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to rank them on a scale of 1 to 10. Of course, 10 being the best, on how they have done in pond. And I'm going to base this upon their growth and how their leaves look and how, just how the plant looks overall. Okay, so this Alocasia, I'm going to give this one a 7. And I give it a 7 because although it is still technically a starter plant, it has been giving me lots of new growth in spite of the fact that it's winter time. So this one has been growing very well for me. It's in a self-watering container. And she really hasn't given me any trouble. Another thing that I want to say about pond, see if I can find one. The Lechusa pond comes with a fertilizer built into it. They're like little yellow fertilizer beads. If I find one, I'll show it to you later. So you don't have to technically fertilize your plant for, I think, the first 6 months while it's in Lechusa pond. But if you make your own pond and you don't add any fertilizer beads, when you go to water your plant, you might want to add some type of fertilizer. Okay, so this particular one is in Lechusa pond. And like I said, I give her about a 7. I've heard a lot of plant people say that their Alocasia do exceptionally well in pond. I'm going to agree with that, but there are exceptions to every rule. So here we go with Alocasia sinuata, my 2-leaf wonder. Also in Lechusa pond, also in self-watering. She's doing okay. I'm going to give her about a 5 just because she really hasn't given me that much growth. So yeah, I'm going to give this one about a 5. Her latest leaf does look pretty good. And it is starting to size up a little bit, but growth-wise, she really hasn't given me much. So I'm going to give her a 5. This is the Alocasia sinuata or Quilted Dreams. Next on the list is another Alocasia, Alocasia Silver Dragon. I'm going to give this one a 6, a solid 6, because even though this one hasn't given me much growth either, the latest leaf just looks really, really good, y'all. And the last one did too. And I can see that the leaves are starting to size up. And I'm going to give this one an extra point just because she's a 3-leaf wonder and not a 2-leaf. So she gets an extra point. So far, so good. A lot of my Alocasia are on the thirstier side. So, you know, I don't rush to fill up the reservoir. There's that word again that I do not like. But I try to really be mindful of keeping water in the container, because Alocasia, like I said, they can be on the thirstier side. So I give this one a solid 6, Silver Dragon Alocasia. Okay. So now, what do I want to show you? We'll get back to the Alocasias in a minute. I'm going to show you this Aglaonema. This is an Aglaonema. What is this? I can't remember what this one is called. is it pink emerald? I'll put it on the screen if that's not it. But this is the fertilizer beads that I was talking about that are in the lechuza pond. So Miss Aglaonema Pink Emerald is in this setup, self-watering setup, but it doesn't have the thread. It's not called thread. I just can't remember what it's called, but it's still self-watering. And so this is one of the aglaonemas that I just, as soon as I received it, I took it out of the soil and put her in pond. Now she's doing that palm tree leggy thing that I don't particularly care for. She's not that bad though. But she is doing great, y'all. She seems to be appreciating the pond life. Her colors look very good. She's been consistently putting out new growth. There's a leaf there about to open up. So I'm going to give her about a 7. I'm going to give her about a solid 7. Okay. Now we are going to go to Miss Calathea Dottie. Now, y'all, a lot of people choose semi-hydro for various reasons. I hear a lot of people say that it cuts down on watering time. They don't have to worry as much about watering their plants. So it just makes their plant life easier, okay? For me, I can see that, but one thing that I will say is that you still have to remember to put water in the reservoir, which is something that I still struggle with. Case in point, Miss Dottie, she's doing a whole lot better now, y'all, but I kept forgetting to put water in her reservoir. So she was suffering at first, but now since I've gotten better with her watering and remembering to water, she's looking really good. At first she was crisping, but now, as you can see, her foliage looks really, really good. So I'm going to give her about an 8 because she looks really perky. Her color looks good. So yeah. Calathea Dottie. Calatheas particularly tend to do well in pond or semi-hydro just because they like consistent moisture. They don't like to dry out. So pond can be a good, or leca. I've never tried leca though, so I can only speak on pond, but my Calathea have done very well, the ones that I have in pond. So Calathea Dottie, giving her an 8. Next on the list, y'all, another aglaonema. This is my Aglaonema alumina. I think I accidentally broke this leaf off. It's breaking off, but this is another one that has done very well in pond. She's not a particularly fast grower, but she's been pretty consistent. Like she has a new leaf growing there, as you can see. So she's been pretty consistent. Her coloring looks really good. So I'm gonna give her about a 7. And she is also in a self-watering container. Okay. Next up, we will go to a philodendron. Okay, this is the philodendron silver sword, who seems to be doing pretty well so far. She's also, so I don't have to keep repeating myself. All of these are in self-watering pots. So just know that, that they're all in self-watering pots. But these are her roots. You can see she got some roots coming down through there. And she has been giving me consistent growth. I wouldn't say that this plant grows particularly fast, but she's been consistent and she looks good. So I'm going to give her about a 7 as well. This is the Philodendron Silver Sword. Okay. Next up, since we right over here, is another Alocasia. My husband will kill me if I mess up these window sills. He just painted them. This is the Alocasia Surhirmaniana. This is fastly becoming, I think this is my favorite Alocasia in my collection. I got this plant as a starter plant and she just has not missed a beat. I mean, each leaf has sized up. Let's see, which one is the latest one? I think this one is the latest leaf. But it's just beautiful. And her foliage looks really good, perky, and healthy. So I would give this one about a 9 in her performance. Okay. Next up is this beautiful Aglaonema. This is Aglaonema Katrina. And y'all, she is just giving healthy, content. She's giving vibrant color. She's giving consistent growth. You know what? I think I'm going to give her a 10. She has done very well in pond. She's just beautiful. She's one of my favorite Aglaonema. Look at those colors, y'all. You already know what I'm about to say. Y'all already know if you've been watching my channel. Look. Because, you know, I got to tell y'all because y'all don't be looking. Look at those colors. Look how gorgeous. I just love this Aglaonema. So I'm going to give her a 10. Okay? She might be my only 10. I don't know. We not finished yet. But yes, solid 10 for Miss Katrina. Okay. Where do I want to go next? I will go to this Calathea over here. This is my Calathea rosiopicta. That's all I know is this for rosiopicta. This one has done exceptionally well just because I've had this Calathea for at least a year. So she was in soil for quite a while, okay? And I just decided about maybe 4 months ago to put her into pond. And she has, actually to me, I think she's doing better than, she is doing better than when she was in soil. Like I said, I think Calathea enjoy the consistent moisture, just as long as you remember to keep watering here. But she is looking really good in her coloring. At first, she didn't even have this rosy pink coloring. Most of her leaves were just kind of like this one. That one looks bad. Or like this one. But now, like, she's putting out new growth and it has that beautiful rosy color to it. So I'm going to give her a 9 because her performance in pond has been really, really good. And let me know if any of you all are growing Calathea in pond, and if so, how are they doing? I would love to know. Okay, so next up is this, let's see, another Calathea. This is the Calathea White Fusion. Now, this plant is notorious for being difficult to care for. Y'all, that's Phoebe. She does this little thing where she scrapes on whatever she's about to sit on to make it more comfortable. I really don't see the purpose, but that's what she does. Okay, so anyway, this is the White Fusion. And this can be a very difficult Calathea. This is one that I would not recommend to beginner plant parents. You can be sucked in by these beautiful leaves, but this sister will crisp up and dry up on you in a hot minute. Like, you will have just a container full of crispy chicken. Because I'm telling you, this one, you cannot let it dry out. She seems to be very sensitive to just about everything. It seems like she enjoys higher humidity, so I have her in a larger pot that I keep filled up with water just to provide extra humidity for her. But all in all, I am pretty happy with her progress. Now, she has given me lots of crispy tips still. I just think I'm just not going to be able to get it perfect when it comes to this plant and crispy tips. Now, there is a variety of this plant that I have heard is easier to care for, and I think it's called the Calathea stella, which looks very similar to this one, very similar. I will insert a picture. I have heard that that one is easier, but of course I don't know, I don't have that one. But I'm gonna give this one, this White Fusion, I'm gonna give her about a 7. Okay, moving right along. This is a Tenanthe, Luberciana. I think I've also seen this called a Never Never plant, or Never Never Land, or Never, what is that, Michael Jackson's old ranch, Neverland? Never Never plant, I think. Look, it's a Tenanthe. Okay, so I've had this one for over, I think I've had this one for almost 2 years. So it was a big, huge plant. It started to go downhill. It got spider mites and had something else going on. So I basically chopped the plant all the way back almost a year ago. And so what did I do? I didn't reroot it. No, I didn't have to reroot it. I just put it in pond. Once it started to grow back, I decided to put it in pond because this is a very, very thirsty Tenanthe. Very thirsty. Does not like to dry out. So this one is also in self-watering. This little setup is kind of raggedy. But you can see those roots coming down. And this is one of those, is it Costa Farm pots? But yeah, so yeah, this is how I have her set up. This plant, I'm gonna give this one about a 7 too. I mean, she looks okay, but some of her leaves, I don't know if it's a nutrient deficiency, but they look kind of washed out a little bit, some of them. You may not be able to see it good, but yeah, some of her leaves are a little washed out. But she is consistently growing, so I will give her a 7. And let me know down in the comments, y'all, like, for example, I give her a 7, but if you believe that one of these plants should be lower or higher than what I've rated, please let me know it in the comments. I would love to hear your feedback. All right. So next up is, oh, this is one of my favorites. This beauty is my Aglaonema tricolor. Now, y'all, I have had this plant before and it croaked on me, okay? So I got another one, and the price of this plant has gone down significantly. So if you all want to get your hands on a tricolor, do it, because they are a whole lot cheaper than what they were. Because the first one I had, I paid quite a bit of money for it. So this one has done very well. The reason why I put this one immediately into pond is because the other one didn't do well for me in soil. So she's thirsty too. It's like I just put water in her reservoir. But yeah, this is also self-watering. But yeah, she's doing very well. Her growth has been very consistent. Her leaves are getting larger. Look how beautiful that leaf is. I just love this Aglaonema. Like, y'all, look. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant. I'm going to give her a 9. I'm going to give her a 9. All right. Ooh, I'm trying to hurry up, y'all. Okay, so this next one, this one's heavy. This is an Alocasia cuculata that's dripping water. I think her reservoir kind of spilled, but this one is also in self-watering, and you can definitely see some brown roots, but she has a lot of healthy ones too. But this Alocasia has done very well for me. I'm going to give her a 9 because she is still, y'all, putting out growth, even though it's wintertime. Like, this is her newest leaf. And I think the one before that, let me see. Was it this one? I think it was this one. But she's been consistently growing. Her leaves look good. That one don't look good. What happened with this leaf was I was spraying another plant. It was a pest treatment, and it burned her leaf. So you do gotta have to be careful with that. But other than that, her leaves are looking pretty good. I do have to consistently check this one for spider mites, but I think I'm going to give this one about a 7 too. So this is the Alocasia cuculata. Okay. Almost done, y'all. Almost done. Okay, so now we got this one. This is the Xanthosoma that I believe has been reclassified as a caladium, if I'm not mistaken, but it was formerly known, I think, as the Xanthosoma lindinii. This one has done okay for me, but look, she has surprised me because she hasn't given me any growth, I think, for the last 3 or 4 months. I mean, nothing. But she has held on to her leaves. But look, y'all. Look at what Miss Missy been working on. Y'all see that? And not only that, but look. She's giving me a new leaf too. So another growth, she's giving me a growth point and another leaf. So I will take it. Now this one, I have been trying to be more consistent with the watering. She does have a root there growing down, but I'm gonna give her about an 8. I am going to give her about an 8. She has had some browning and crisping around the edges, so I don't really know what that's about. I don't know if it's a humidity issue or I don't know, but like I said, she hasn't lost any of her leaves. Okay, so I think I just got 2 more, y'all. This is a heavy one. Oh my goodness. This is my Calathea macroyana. Now the last time I showed y'all this plant, she was a lot fuller. She was a lot fuller, but let me tell you what happened. So what had happened was your girl forgot to water her a couple of times. I didn't realize she was dry. And so she started giving me, like, it stressed her big time. Like, she did not like that. So she was starting to crisp, and then she had some type of pest. It was not spider mites, but it was something, because on the back of her leaves, I saw like all of this sappy stuff. Like, it was really bad. So that let me know that she was stressed out and that something was attacking her. And I believe it's because I let her get too dry too many times. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. Pond is good, but you still got to remember to water. You still got to remember to do that. So this is the pot that she's in. And this is the other pot that she sits in. So I have to really, really remember to keep her watered. And then I put a pest treatment spray, which I think it had peppermint oil in it, y'all. When I tell you that stuff burned her leaves so bad, I cut off a lot of them because they were just unsightly. And you can still see spots from the damage. So with Calathea, you have to really, really be careful with what you put on their leaves. But she's making a comeback. I see some new growth. Here's a new leaf that she's putting out. I don't know if you can see that one. So she's trying to make a comeback. I'm gonna give her about a 7-2. So this is the Calathea macroyana. All right, y'all. Last but certainly not least is this big mama behind me. This is the Dracaena Gold Dust, y'all. I love this plant. She is gorgeous. She is definitely giving what needs to be given, and she's actually giving beyond what needed to be given, okay? I'm gonna give her a 10. So her and Miss Katrina, Aglaonema, yes, they both get 10s in my book. And this one gets a 10 because she was already doing good before I put her in pond, but she is so thirsty. Like, her thirst, y'all, is real, okay? So if you get this plant, just know you better water her, because she not gonna stand for no shenanigans. She want her water, and she want it on time, okay? So look at them roots, y'all. Just look at those roots. She is loving pond. But I just have to remember to keep this filled up, because I have forgot. Like, I think I have to fill this up like every week. She's very, very thirsty. She does not like to dry out. She does have some crispy chicken tips because of that, because I let her go too long without watering. But all in all, girl, you are a 10. You are a 1-0, okay? And I'm sure y'all would agree with me. Look at her. I mean, like, I can't even get her all in the frame. Look at that coloring. Like, it's just so vibrant. Oh my goodness, look. Please look if y'all not looking. Gorgeous plant. Definitely a 10 in my book. All right, y'all. So, this is part 1 of my plants in pond. Part 2 will be plants in pond that I rooted them in water. So I guess technically you could say that that's a transition, but I was kind of forced to reroot them in water. So the next ones I'm going to show you are ones that I rerooted in water and then put in pond. I'm going to show you how they're doing. And then I'm also going to show you the ones who went downhill in pond that were in no drainage, that I was telling you that I think they got too cold and they rotted. I'm going to show you how some of those are doing, even though they're no longer in pond. All right. So if y'all enjoyed this video and you definitely want to see a part 2, please let me know down in the comments, and let me know the experiences that you all have had with putting plants in pond without a transition period, because I would love to know how it's been for you all, okay? If you like my content, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking and sharing with those you know. And also check me out for more planty content on Instagram, okay, y'all? All right. Thank you so much for supporting my videos as always. Thank you for your wonderful feedback. And if you didn't know, if you didn't watch my last video, thank you for helping me reach 500 plus subscribers. Like, yay. Like, I am so happy about that. And I really appreciate the support that you all have given me. All right, y'all. So till the next time, say it with me. Hooked on houseplants, y'all. Bye. Mwah.